Good morning, everyone. Sorry, I was having some difficulties with YouTube. It's the morning and it's the full moon. I hope you're excited for this meditation today. Now, if you're joining us on YouTube and you haven't really peeped on any of the stuff that's been going down on the Instagram, today marks the fourth day of our full moon meditation cycle, and we are getting ready to prepare ourselves to receive the bountiful energies that the universe is sending our way. Now, the most important thing to think about today is regardless whether or not you kind of practice spirituality, you believe in any of this stuff, you're receiving these energies. We know this through the various activities or rather the crime rates that kind of just spike up on full moons. Now, there's many different reasons why people say that stuff happens, but in the way that we spiritual beings like to describe it, it's because we're receiving a ton of different energy from the moon every full moon. You know, you're like 60 to 70% water, depending on where you're at in your life. And we know that the moon has an immense effect on water and actually pulls. So you need to think that there's a physiological effect going on, but there's also the primary, the energetic. And with full moons, we get so much energy. We get so much, I guess you would say, transformative potential with each full moon that, you know, in every native culture, there was a lot of these types of ceremonies that went along with the moons in terms of building community, building a better message, really uplifting everyone else and yourself, kind of going on this self journey of exploration of really trying to reveal the things that you hide and lie to yourself about so you can eliminate that stuff and grow. And that's been the purpose of these past 3 days, which has led us to today, the fourth day, receiving this day, receiving the energies for this day, rather. And when you think about it, today's focal points are going to be contact and safeguarding. I'm going to be doing a little bit of a video later on today for the day for folk over on Instagram. But today, for YouTube, you're going to get a little bit of that too. So the purpose of the safeguarding day, again, which is this full moon day, it's to receive and protect yourself. It's to receive these energies and to protect yourself so you don't lose them. And the most important thing to kind of put your mind and focus on throughout the day is this aspect of safeguarding. It's this aspect of other people are going to be amped up. They're going to be getting these energies again, whether you like it or not, whether you believe in it or not, you're going to be getting the effect of this full moon. And if you don't shift your focus like we've been doing these first 3 days, you're probably going to express a lot of those old bad habits or the lesser natures of yourself, the more primal sense of what we are as people. Now, to look at this, you need to understand the safeguarding, again, is twofold. It's to protect you from losing the energy you receive, and it's to protect yourself from essentially receiving the negative energy that people may be trying to put off onto you. So, in order to truly protect yourself today, you need to be mindful of the fact that shit might get wild today. It's never a point where you want to kind of say, like, oh, things are going to happen, bad things are going to happen, chaos is going to happen. But you need to be putting yourself in the position to really be aware that some people may be lashing out and it may not have anything to do with you. You just may be the closest one around. You know, it's this point to really kind of root yourself in the truth that everyone has their own life that they live, but it doesn't mean you have to kind of cater and bend to their will. It's that day where you protect yourself, you do what's best for you, so you don't have to deal with that type of BS. You know, if you're in a conversation with someone, they're getting aggressive, just leave. You just say, oh, excuse me, I need to go, or I don't like the way you're talking to me, please stop, and then leave. You know, this is the day where you really respect yourself and treat yourself with that love to, again, keep the energies that you've been receiving. If you've been really diving deep and getting into this like previous 3 days, you're already kind of on edge in a sense that you're already kind of feeling the accumulation of energy. You're feeling the removal of negativity that you have. And because of that, you're a lot more aware and like to the subtleties that are happening. And because of that, again, this full moon is going to be amping up. I believe it peaks at 2 p.m. Pacific time. And when that peaks, usually that means it's just a lot more of those energies are going to be impacting people and they're going to be expressing that type of higher or lesser nature. So again, we bring ourselves to that second point today, contact, which is really, really important because again, you're receiving these energies. And the goal of you kind of with these first 3 days of clearing the ground and really just visualizing your purpose, your goal, your objective, so you can manifest that in the future. But more importantly, you've also been kind of putting yourself in a space of real universal understanding, that you're a being that can help yourself, but you're also a being that's directly connected to those around you. And when you help yourself, you help everyone else. So it's this day of contact is to really just tap into that subtle. It's to tap into your higher self, that kind of gut feeling that we have every now and then, your higher intuition. It's to fully wrap yourself within yourself, to marinate within your own being of awareness, and to simply put, let go of that childish you. It's to let go of what I call the lesser self. It's the impulsive, the instinctive, like, oh, I just need to go do this based off my basic instincts. It's the emotional weakness. It's the mental weakness. It's the getting addicted to thoughts, running off in your thoughts, living in your head more than you're living in life. And it's really, again, it's getting rid of all that. We're trying to contact the higher self that's observing it all, that's seeing the emotions, that's seeing the sensations, that's hearing the thoughts. So when you're focusing on your day to day, really just living, I want you to be mindful of this aspect of contact, that you're trying to really get to know your pure self without all the BS. You're really trying to see, who is this observer that I call me, that I know and have experienced as I. And when you do this, the point of the shift is that you essentially transcend this person of conditioning. You transcend the lesser self. You try to really align yourself with truth. You see yourself as this being of awareness. You see yourself as this immortal being, this unchanging self. And more importantly, like I've said before, you see yourself as a being playing human. And the key with all of these things is that even if you haven't experienced it yet, it's almost like that saying, fake it till you make it. You have to really try to change your perspective by letting go of what you think is true. And when you do this, you can really change the way you live, because, again, you're changing the way you're perceiving things. When you take the second to say, well, maybe I'm not just this body that I think I am. Maybe I'm more than that. Then when you do that, the first impulse that comes up, you don't necessarily run to it, because it's not a situation of, oh, I'm feeling angry. It's a sense of, oh, the body has anger coming within it. And when you have that subtle shift, that subtle change of how you're witnessing yourself internally and externally, it allows you to, again, get more aligned with truth, get more aligned with what we really are. And when you do this, it's that aspect of contact. You're tapping into our pure selves, the essentially the same ground of being which we all share. And when you do that, shit gets crazy. But excuse the language. Why not? Let's get into the meditation, because the most important thing is that you're giving yourself um, all the tools to succeed, and that's one of the reasons why I'm here. This is essentially knowledge that's been taken away from us. It's been stripped away from us. It's been stolen. It's been, passed on as hokey, so we don't believe in this stuff. But every full moon, legit, every month, sometimes two, depending on the month, you have an opportunity to level up, to enter a new realm of existence for yourself. And if you haven't done this before, like, if you really treat this as the spiritual process, like our ancestors have done, you can really transform your life. And one of the reasons why I'm doing this meditation this month and kind of prepping people for the full moon is because my birthday just came up. I have a lot of personal goals, and I want to share this gift with you. So today we're going to get into a full moon meditation. And this is something that, you can do this multiple times throughout the day. It's going to be a lot shorter of a meditation, because essentially I'm going to be teaching you a little bit more energy work. This is stuff that I do, and it's really beneficial if you practice it consistently. So it's a little bit of qigong. It's a little bit of the basic practice of meditation. It's, the Eastern Vedic aspect of what they used to do for these types of ceremonies. But more importantly for yourself, you just want to find a nice, comfortable space where you can relax. Um, Kind of like a regular meditation, you do ideally want to be sitting, on the ground or on a chair without your back touching against it, just sitting up properly, relaxed posture. You don't want to be like super, super tense, but you don't want to be like sluggish and rounded. If you're going to lie on the ground, really important you try to stay awake. Um, because this one you may just honestly might just fall asleep. So because it's a lot more of you kind of feeling things out. And if you're, it's early in the morning, if you're already feeling kind of sluggish, you might just drift off. And you want to avoid that because it just sets the tone for bad habits for the body. So again, just find a nice comfortable position and relax. I'm going to be doing the 3 bells and alms. And other than that, just enjoy the show and get ready to receive the energies. And most importantly, this is the time for you to remind yourself about your purpose. So if you've been working with me these past 3 days and really building your purpose, clearing the ground, really trying to receive the energies and helping future self out by building your focus and kind of narrowing down your scope of what you want to do with your life, remind yourself of that. Kind of take a few seconds just to kind of clear your own ground of being. And if you haven't done this past 3 days, don't worry about it. Allow yourself to really just focus in and dial in on something that you want to change about yourself, that you want to change about your current situation, that you want to learn, that you want to grow. And then really just commit to it. Yesterday was a day of deciding. So if you haven't done that, make sure you commit to it now. Really, really, really put yourself out there and say, I'm not going back to this old self. Because again, it's our will, it's our aspirations that we're really trying to put into this one. Because when we know that we're going to do this and we really commit to it and we're not going to go back on it, then we're raising that bar. And again, that's how we level up. We raise our bar of standard. We raise our vibration through our actions. And from there, we get to open up into these new realms of existence and understanding and perception. So again, find your purpose, dedicate yourself to it. How can you help yourself? But more importantly, how can you also help the world with these changes? So just give yourself a few moments. Alrighty, let's get to it. So allow yourself to relax. With each tap of the bell, allow yourself to sink deeper into this relaxation. Focus on your breathing. Allow yourself not to focus on every breath as you're controlling it, but simply shift your attention to the sensation of your stomach moving. Start to feel the energies around you, whether it be through temperature, a subtle breeze. Start to shift your focus away from what's happening within you to what is all around you. With each breath, we eliminate the negative, the tension. All that matters is right now. We let the past and the future to be on their own. Each Om, we remind ourselves of the universal truth. We only know what we know. We are always learning and growing. Allow yourself to sink deeper into your relaxation, deeper into yourself. With the eyes closed, the external world vanishes, leaving nothing but a gaze of darkness. Yet when we sleep, we relax through this and awaken to a new day. Where we go when we sleep is often hidden from us. But when we liberate ourselves from the trap of this world, we know such thing as sleep. For all is life and existence. The purpose of this awareness is to experience all aspects of life. The more apparent and concrete, and the subtle. Today we open ourselves up to observe such subtleties. The body operates on its own. Yet when we shift our attention away from the external and into the internal, we become restless. Allow yourself to know, and speak to yourself if you must, that you do not need to control the body, that it will do its own thing, and you will simply observe. For this is key. The body is already receiving these energies throughout the day, throughout your life. It is only you, the observer, that is not present. For if you were, you would see and feel. But because our identity and attachments have us believing and convinced that we are the body, the signs and signals of what is happening in this world often go above our heads. Each breath you bring in life, prana, chi, this is the vitalizing breath, the divine breath. And just as our own breathing has a state of relaxation and contraction, so too we must see that this is our own form of relaxation or breathing, this simple form of meditation. With each breath you take in good, and you eliminate your negative by exhaling. Any tension, any conflicting thought, emotion, sensation can be expelled from you through this breath. You are like the fish in the ocean. It doesn't know that it's wet. Just like we are the fish in the ocean, we are beings walking on land, living in a world of energy, a universe of energy. In truth, you are energy itself. Allow yourself to observe each breath, bringing in this light. And when you eliminate your own negativity through exhaling, allow yourself to feel your body become lighter. Allow each breath to strip away the boundary and limits of the body. And just like when we are relaxed in bed and close our eyes, does the body and the bed not become one? Allow yourself to see the truth of such oneness and align yourself with it so you may receive these energies in their pureness and truth. Sit still and allow yourself to focus on what is truly important in your life, this purpose that you've set yourself higher towards. And know that you are meant to receive these energies and to utilize these energies for your goal, to manifest and to help uplift yourself and those around you. From the top of the head, the center point, the crown chakra. It is like a blowhole in our cousins, the whales. With each breath, allow yourself to draw in air through the nose, but energy through the top of your skull. Allow each breath to fill up your body with light. And allow yourself to exhale all doubt, all negativity, all old patterns and habits away. The more you draw in this energy through your beingness, pulling in the air through the nose, pulling in the energy through the crown chakra, you may feel the top of your head getting tingly. Allow yourself to continue to focus on your breath and the energy. Like a pump, you're pulling in the good and clearing out the bad. Intentionally, with each breath, you're setting your goal, visualizing your success, visualizing you achieving what you set out for yourself. And most importantly, closing the door on these old expressions which you seek to transcend and liberate from. The only thing that exists right now is life, which you are a part of. Recognize life is on your side. Recognize you are the universe, expressing itself in its many ways. And through such knowing, allow yourself to let go. Allow yourself to fully commit and dedicate yourself to growth. Humble yourself in the truth that we don't know everything and we're still just discovering. Fall in love with life and experience again like when we were children. And we do this by letting go of our expectations, simply being open to learn and discover. And remember that you never need to just sit and be still to feel connected and at one with life. At any point, you can bring yourself back to this simple aspect of breath, to feel the energy and universe around you, to feel the electricity in the air, vitalizing you with every breath. And allow yourself to simply be. As the full moon rises, as the energies become stronger, we may notice our reception of them increase. Subtle pressures like magnets, a slight electric feeling, a chill in the air. You may observe others' emotions more strongly. When someone gets excited or angry or passionate, no matter the emotion, you may sense it within yourself first. You may have a gut feeling that's so strong. You may have a moment that tells you no or yes in the quietest and subtlest of voices and inner knowings. And this is the day we observe them all. And this is the day we live life, taking a few steps back into ourselves to simply observe. For the subtle aspects, the subtle truths that are always presented in life will become that much more apparent when you allow yourself to feel the energies, when you allow yourself to simply be, to safeguard your own energy and to observe and not participate in the chaos of others or your own past habits. You will recognize many things that have been hidden from you. But again, the purpose of this full moon meditation is to align yourself with truth, to live in the knowing that you are a being playing human, that this unchanging me is the ground of us all. And that at any moment is an opportunity to liberate ourselves from falsehood and delusion. And with the energies received today, I bless you and I encourage you and I put nothing but the best wishes so you may achieve your goals in which you seek. From an ever-expanding heart, I embrace you within my own, for it is the same space in which we have always shared, but many have forgotten. As you are life, we are all life, connected through this experience. Live this day, live all days knowing such things. Allow yourself to bring yourself back to your purpose for this full moon meditation. Know that you can manifest what you seek. Trust that your aspirations will come to fruition when you dedicate yourself to them. Know that the universe is supporting you and wants you to succeed. And trust yourself, your pure self, the higher self we come in contact with when we let go of our expectations, our past, the future, and simply allow ourselves to be. With each breath, you are connected to life. Your body is already receiving the energies of the universe, but it is you, your consciousness, which determines what to do with them. And when we align ourselves for truth, the greater whole, for love, for light, we come closer to such universal truths. And we establish ourselves in the pureness of our own being. And this is just the beginning, and the energies throughout the day will be stronger and stronger. At any moment, allow your breath to bring you back to this state of inner knowing and calm. Remember to safeguard your energy. Do not participate in the chaos of others. Transcend your own chaos by raising your bar, thus raising your vibration. And I wish each of you nothing but the best in this journey. And that concludes our full moon meditation for today. Now remember, you just don't need to be sitting down to kind of bring yourself back to this space and this point of recognition. It's all around you. You are life itself. Each breath is meant to just kind of clear the ground so you can keep yourself pure. Receive the energies today in the knowing that you're going to utilize everything for the greater good. Receive these energies today knowing that you're going to hold them tight, keep them safe. Don't participate in the ridiculous absurdities that you may experience today. Watch everything with a little space. See everything with a little bit of a distance to it. And ultimately, bring your purpose of this meditation to fruition through your own dedication to it, through your own will. And know that life wants you to succeed. Know that life wants you to get through this. There's nothing more magical than when we transcend from our own understanding and enter into what appears to be a new reality, a new world, but it's just the same ground that we all share. Yet when you level up, when you transcend, when you ascend, when you liberate yourself, awaken, become enlightened on the many levels, right? You live in the same world, but you see an entirely different thing. You feel more, the energies you can see and feel. It's this reality that never changes, but it's the perceiver of it that does, seemingly, right? But it's only our understanding when we strip away what we think we know, And when you live in such really a humble state, then you don't get caught up and swept away with the chaos. You don't get caught up and swept away with your own bullshit inside. You see it all for what it is, and you kind of just stare at it in silence. And whether it be a thought that kind of comes in or an emotion that riles up, you see it with some space and some distance. And the more you practice, the farther and farther and farther that space gets. And then it's just kind of you, just chilling, being able to observe fully and purely life externally and internally. Because when you conquer the external, you can really dive deep into the universe within you. And these are the things that Western science hasn't shown us or proven us, but don't adhere to the modern religion. You know, you have to start discovering things on your own. And when you develop this inner sight, when you develop your subtle senses, especially utilizing the kind of blatant natures of them during full moons, you open up to life on way different levels than you think were possible. You experience things that you didn't think you could. You know, you legit come to discover your own powers that we all have, that we've just been led to believe we don't have and that don't exist. But it gets pretty trippy. And if you really dedicate yourself to the overall greater message that this isn't supposed to be a self-serving thing, it's meant to be given to the world. It's meant to be uplifting your fellow cosmic brothers and sisters. That's just simply what the truth is. And if you go into this believing yourself as an individual and that it's just going to impact you and it's just going to change you, then you're shit out of luck. Sorry. Life's not going to reward that type of thought, of thinking and thought. Um, it may reward the temporary, but not the eternal you. And that's the one that matters. And that's the one ultimately that, you're kind of coming to discover, that immortal you, that eternal self, that being that is playing human. And when you capitalize on these full moon energies, on this opportunity to really heal yourself and uplift yourself, life is what you make of it. So, have a blessed day. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for joining me this morning. And I hope you utilize this practice for every full moon that comes up. Now we have the rest of the 3 days, and the rest of this fourth day to, again, go over what the next days are going to be. If you want to think, the first days have been kind of clearing the ground. Today you're receiving the energy. The next 3 days is really what you're going to do with it, how to assimilate it, how to apply it. So if you enjoyed this meditation, don't forget to subscribe, follow, check out the Instagram, check out the YouTube, share. More importantly, if you notice changes in your life from these practices, share them with people. Don't be selfish. Hoard things like that. Just let it go. Let the world experience this. Let your friends experience this. It doesn't, and who cares if they think you're all woo-woo and hokey? If you yourself are living a better life, people observe that. And most of the time, people are just too scared to ask, hey, what do you do? What are you doing? You seem so different. So give back to the world. That's kind of the purpose of this day too. It's ultimately you got to protect yourself, but the purpose, your goal has been created and shot and kind of, I guess you would say, sculpted so you can not only uplift your life, but you can uplift the lives of others. So that's, again, keep yourself in this universal knowing that, when you help yourself, you help others. When you help others, you help yourself. There is no difference. All is life. All is one. And when you tap into the subtle senses and you really come to discover your pure self, you experience it, you live it, and then you can live life better than everyone else because it's easier. it's in the pure truth of it all. It's just easier. You have more trust. You don't worry. You love. You see everything as the truth of it is, and life kind of puts you in those opportune positions to dance your dance and to show others how to take those steps. So lead by example, people. That's the most important thing, you know. So protect yourself. I have to give this message to you one last time. The day is meant to contact and safeguard. Allow yourself to be protected. You know, oh, thank you, my friend. Allow yourself to protect yourself today. You may notice people getting crazy. You may see it yourself, you know, whatever you're doing today. Just try to be aware that, you know, everyone might be a little on edge, a little sensitive, a little something, something. So again, thank you for joining me this morning. Have a great day. We'll be in touch. We have some cool stuff coming, so don't forget to follow and subscribe, especially on that YouTube end. We got some crazy content coming, got some brilliant artists and creative people in the city that I'm going to be working with and collabing with, so be on the lookout for some awesome magic happening. And if you want to collab, you want to do something with me, you want to meditate, you want me to lead something, let me know. I got you. Bye, everyone. Peace.